I think we both just realized that. Oh, we do have intro music. We do have intro music. Kyle's at an airport. I'm in a hotel room. Today we're talking about the three groups, big groups, being back over 30-day supply, Jonathan Smoke, and a big lot of guerrilla marketing.
Ooh.
It's been a while. It's been a while since I said the word guerrilla marketing, I realized.
Gorillas. I feel like I say gorillas anytime I go to Cincinnati because of Harambe, but that's an old thing.
I get it. I get it. Well,
I don't know if you know the
Kyle.
whole Cincinnati thing.
No, not really down on all the Cincinnati news, but like some of it maybe every once in a while. Hey, we hit a little bit of a milestone last month, which we all like gave ourselves a little high fives virtually yesterday. Last month was the first month we got over 5,000 downloads of the podcast in 30-day period. So 5,000 people listening, or 5,000 listens to the show last month. So hey, thank you for being here. Thank you for giving us a little bit of your time. Hopefully we give something back to you, because man, we really work really hard every morning to bring this show to you, as you can see from the fact that neither of us are in the studio today,
doing it anywhere. Yeah, if you're one of those 1, 2, or 3 listeners, then it's our pleasure and honor to have you hanging out with us in the mornings or in the afternoons, whenever you listen. And just thanks for sharing it out and being a part of the community.
That's a good point. If you're not listening, or if you're not watching, Kyle's in an airport. I'm in a hotel thing. We're both on our way, converging on Tampa to get real ready. I mean, we're ready for the big premiere tomorrow night, Tuesday night.
I'm so ready.
More Than Cars, the TV show style doc series that we've been doing. Man, we've gotten through the edits. We've showed family members and friends, and boy, are we ready to do this premiere. We're talking red carpet, concessions, a screening of the show, and, like the typical fun that an Asodu brings to a digital dealer party, I guess is what I can say.
It's going to be a full-on party. Don't just think you're going to be sitting there in a theater. We're going to go full party mode. There's swag. I've already had like 3 people ask me, I'm not even coming to Tampa, but can I get the swag? So for all of those that are here, be lucky. Count yourself lucky that you're getting the swag. So got a little green for you. Little mint
we
green.
Got some good first time swag for Soda. So if you've been in the crew for a while, you're going to get something fresh this time, because that's how we have to roll. We got to get into some news, because Kyle's on the move. I'm on the move, and we got to skip right to it. So for the first time in over 2 years, at least 3 of the major public vehicle retailers reported a 30+ day supply in new car inventory. Ooh. Oh my goodness, we might be making it back. Asbury hit 30 days, up from 10 days a year earlier, and they were at 26 in Q4, so they're creeping up. Sonic hit 31 days, up from 15 days a year earlier, and 24 in Q4. And Big Daddy Lithia hit 52 days supply, up from a 27. Shoot, they were almost at a 30-day supply a year ago. And they were 47 in Q4. So Lithia's at 52, Sonic 31, Asbury 30, and the other publics are also not far behind. Thomas King, president of JD Power Data and Analytics, said in a statement, as we look into May, the asymmetrical market positions of each manufacturer, meaning like the different positions of like a Toyota and a Stellantis, right? Very different. He says could become even more apparent. The brands with higher inventory levels are likely going to start participating in, get this, Kyle, Memorial Day savings. Like, you use that as an example.
You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. Yeah. Look, here's the thing. I sent you videos yesterday. I was rolling past. I was in Kentucky, rolling past a couple Ford things. One is they have a lot of holding space at a speedway there. And the last time I went by, which was Thanksgiving, packed to the brim. Couldn't fit another car on that speedway or the parking lots. And now there was like maybe 100 trucks out there.
Right. And they were waiting for the chips, right?
Yeah. So like every manufacturer, and that's going to contribute to every dealer group just having more and more days supply, especially the manufacturers that have the greater day supply, that need to wholesale those cars that were waiting on chips, that are starting to bring back production. And so we're going to see that in the new and the used side, because then you get a little bit more used car inventory. People trend toward new. Actually, I was talking to another dealer over the weekend that for the first time ever, they had a larger volume of new car sales than used car sales. They're like a primarily used car franchise dealer, right? They just do more used. They had and not just higher, double the number of new cars than used cars. Right. So it's just like this whole different market. And when you look at these
Wow.
publics and the rising day supply, we're going to start to see incentives. We're going to start to see price shabby shoppers. People are going to be looking for competitive markets. So just be aware of that in the conversations that you're having with consumers right now.
Yeah, well, Lithia COO Chris Holzu noted on an earnings call that the volume of vehicles on the ground and the increase in fleet business is indicating a return to broad consumer incentives. So we're back. We're gonna be back. Just
we're gonna get 10 G's off trucks, guys.
We knew it was happening. I appreciate all the optimism. We're pretty optimistic, so guys. But when this was happening, we're like, yeah, I don't think so. Why? Well, because publicly traded or OEMs are benchmarked on vehicles wholesaled, not vehicles retailed. Yep. So here we go. Speaking of, we don't have a segue.
Optimistic guys.
Oh, this is such an optimistic guy. Stop. Our friend Jonathan Smoke, chief economist at Cox Automotive, broke down the Q1 trends regarding movement in new and used car sales in the markets as the markets begin to moderate and some new car buyers who were forced into the used car market because of pricing, well, they're now actually starting the move back. Smoke said the retail market is showing clear changes in momentum in March as new vehicle sales were up 9% year over year and used sales declined 6% year over year. He specifically noted that there are more lower cost new car options on the market that just weren't there a year ago. So he said now in the used car market, it's the traditional used car market buyers that are left, and they're the most challenged in the terms of credit conditions and affordability. And so supply is still down in the used market. Prices are still high. So he's saying, again, another tale.
Well,
of the supply.
It's so interesting because right now used cars are kind of a trailing indicator of the way that the market is going. We're seeing continued used car prices being high, a limited amount of inventory, and because people were holding their used cars longer, we're seeing used cars with higher mileages than we ever seen. So people are moving to new cars because the incentives and the pricing is getting closer to the affordability of
and the availability.
And the availability is sitting there, right? So you're seeing this kind of like weird market where used cars have yet to keep up with the new car trajectory. And we really won't see used cars change until all of these fleet vehicles that are headed into rentals start to come out of used car inventory, and we see rising wholesales of used cars, especially late model. So it's going to be kind of a weird summer, I think, when we're looking at the data on new and used cars.
Oh yeah, for sure. He also indicated, and this is something that you still, I guess that we saw coming, but it's here already, that battery electric vehicles are becoming more active participant in the used car market, citing that KBB instant cash offers have increased 144% on EVs year over year. And he also noted that BEV sales at dealerships rose 32% year over year. And he's calling EVs and BEVs the biggest potential for growth in 2023 and moving forward. So EVs are now hitting the used car markets. People are starting those cycles, and that's going to open a whole can of worms.
A whole other thing, especially with the question marks around what incentives apply to used vehicles. It's going to be that whole market and just the conversation at the dealership level is still something that most dealerships have only ever had one, two, maybe
a couple, and everyone
Teslas
gathered around
like
it and checked it out when it came in. Everyone wants to drive it once so we can get some experience, but that's a whole wild west. And then what's it actually worth, and what's the battery at, and like how we're going to do this thing. We're in for it. But hey, that's why dealers who are the most savvy, who pay the most attention, who are the most entrepreneurial, tend to come out ahead of these things because they're not afraid of it, right? The ones that are buying those, making the KBB instant cash offers, starting to move them through their dealerships and learn about them and have their techs learn about them. And like, they're just going to be the front runners in the next year. Speaking of, I would say the front runners, but I can't. So we don't have
segue.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Even though that was a terrible
real quick. Don't read the story. Don't read the story, but track with me. Don't read the story yet. We called this last week. We called this next story.
That's why it's in there.
About this. I'm so excited. Read it. Go.
In one of the best guerrilla marketing tactics we've seen in quite a while. And if you don't know what guerrilla marketing is, you should. But if you don't, it's like, think of guerrilla warfare. It's not symmetrical. It's like, someone with a lesser force is able to use unconventional tactics to actually get a lot of hold. So we'll do a little education there. So in one of the best guerrilla marketing tactics we've seen in a while, both Big Lots and the Container Store will be accepting those 20% off coupons from the now bankrupt Bed Bath & Beyond. Kyle, last week we were like, what about those 20% coupons?
Who's gonna pick them up?
Man, late last week, Big Lots said they would apply any of those coupons to purchases over $50 through May 7th. This is a quote from the CEO of Big Lots. I love him. Use it as an opportunity to push down the brand. He said, "Our mission is to help people live big and save lots," which means we're always thinking of ways to step up and deliver even more value to customers. I love it. He brought the mission out and he launched that sucker in there. And the Container Store is taking an even more aggressive approach, and the coupons are good at the Container Store until May 31st, so a whole month. And so, even though it's not a perfect mix as far as like what Bed Bath & Beyond carried and what Big Lots or the Container Store carried, or even the vibe is different in all those stores, but hey, there's enough mix over, and shoot, PR value alone, right?
It's worth just the PR launch. And this is what blows my mind, is that Big Lots isn't bankrupt, but Bed Bath & Beyond is. I don't know how that works, right?
Hey, man, big Lots, big crowded. Well, you look at retailers. I mean, if you think about that, traditionally speaking, when you go through times of economic pressure and economic downturn, stores like Big Lots, Dollar General, they seem to just thrive, right? People are looking for the value, especially when you're carrying name brands. And so, I mean, that's close to our hearts. Not only do we talk about the 20% coupons, I mean, I think some dealers should get on the 20% coupon thing. It could just be like this total meme thing. Like if you have a 20% coupon to Bed Bath & Beyond, right? Parts, oil changes, like
parts
whatever
service.
It is.
Right. Yeah. Let's do it.
All right. So you can roll that outro, Nathan. We're on the ground. We hope to see you in Tampa. If you're going to be there, come say hi. You can get the tickets to that after party. What is it? What are we calling it? A screening, a so2x.com. If not, we'll be talking to you real soon.